Madam Chairman.
I'm calling to order the meeting of the Board of Elections for Lebanon County.
Okay. Michael Anderson, Chief Clerk, Voter Registration. Good morning. I am here today to ask the board for approval of the absentee ballots for the 2019 primary election. I did provide the board with some samples of the different ballot styles, 4 different ballot styles, Democratic and Republican. In that also is included Cleona. The Cleona borough does have a referendum question regarding liquor license, and therefore we also have a nonpartisan absentee ballot for Cleona in this election, and a plain English statement that will be going along with that referendum question that we will be also getting in Spanish, and I apologize that just one, I should have had that for today, I don't, but as soon as I have that I will email that to the board. So I am requesting approval for the approval of those ballots.
Has the ballots been reviewed by someone who speaks Spanish?
Yes, they have been reviewed by someone that speaks Spanish, and we are going to make one minor change on it because of that, and it's just that on all the ballots it has that are more than one page, it has vote both sides of ballot, and in Spanish all it says is both sides of ballot. So I am having them add the Spanish word
Voto.
for vote. And then one other minor change that I am going to request that the vendor make to the ballot is if you look at the Cleona borough for both either of the parties, I don't think it's clear that it becomes a referendum question, and so I am having them like make a title here at the top that says referendum and then the question, just because it just makes it break it up a little bit better. So I have made all those requests to them. I don't program here, so I have to kind of wait for them. So as soon as I have that, I will definitely let you see it, but those are just kind of minor cosmetic, let's make it look a little bit pretty type deals.
So that header, as it were, would be on all of the ballots, not just the nonpartisan for Cleona?
It would be on all of the Cleona ballots, correct, yes.
Okay.
So Democrat, Republican, and nonpartisan.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Then I make a motion that we approve the ballots as submitted with the changes that he has suggested and requested.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Litz, I think they had a question.
I
Oh,
do. No, no, not on that. I just didn't want you to adjourn before I ask a question.
Okay, so we can
Vote.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So I believe that would carry. And then your question?
Yes, the reason I like to ask is because I don't know if this is an election board question or a commissioner board question. So while you're here, I'd like to ask it. Next year is a really big presidential year, which will bring a lot of people out to the polls. And we know about other countries trying to get into our elections. So my question involves something that I heard at the Commissioners' Conference last week, because I took a class by Jonathan Marks on continuity of operations and those sorts of things. And so I was reviewing our continuity of operations plan for voter registration, so that if something would happen on election day, I wanted to refresh my memory where we would go and those kinds of operations. And what I found was an outdated document referring to Cedar Haven and things of that nature. Nick, you may even remember this. I don't know if it was during your time
It
or
was,
after.
you did it.
So I really think
I
it
suppose
needs.
I remember it then.
I really think it needs an update. So
And I
don't-
agree, yes.
And so I bring this A to your attention, and B, ask, because it may be too late to wait till after November to start looking at that. I didn't know if you would want to ask the former registrar and current election board member to review it and make some suggestions for updates, or I don't know the proper procedure, but I'm bringing it so
Yep.
we know what to do here.
Yeah, I believe that's probably going to be a commissioner function, because you will probably have to let us know, because it's not just my office. From the parts that are really
Yes.
outdated are, what happens if something happens to my office, where do we relocate?
Exactly.
And that plan is Cedar Haven.
Exactly.
And so, that I think is something that the Board of Commissioners will probably have to, and obviously work through Jamie, the county administrator, on what that may be now going forward. I don't know the answer to that question. I think that we have worked as far as polling locations and what the plan would be if something happens at a certain polling location, and those plans are in place. But I don't mean to speak for the two that are here, but I believe that's probably something the commissioners will have to decide.
Okay.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate you
And
letting
Attorney
me ask.
Feather is the third member of your board, so I
Right.
just wanted to.
Yeah, he is absent, yes.
Okay.
Just a couple things, if you don't mind, before we
No, go
conclude
ahead.
the board. I just want to put on record a couple of reminders. April 22nd is the last day to register or make changes to your voter registration before the May 21st primary election. So I do want to put that out there. You probably have heard that we have done some redistricting in 5 different locations within the county, and we now have 60 precincts. There will be a press release that will be issued on Monday regarding that, and where individuals will be able to go and to find where they vote. Any individual that is changing a polling location because of our redistricting will be getting a new ID card. Those ID cards are scheduled to start going out on Tuesday, just waiting for the stock. So, because we're going to have basically about 8,500 to 9,000 ID cards that are going to go out because of the change. And so, all of that, I guess, just coming soon. But I know we got a couple of calls just because at least one township sent out a newsletter and it had redistricting in it. And we just had to wait till all of our system was updated with everything, with everybody in the new districts. And so, that is done, so we will be issuing that press release on Monday.
Perfect, thank you. Anything else?
Not for me.
Anything else? The Board of Elections meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.